Welcome back to my channel Celebuzz. Please share and subscribe and press the bell icon for new updates. When Pope Leo the 14th ascended to the throne of St. Peter's Basilica in May 2025, the world expected a new chapter, but few anticipated the magnitude of the shockwaves he would send rippling through the Catholic Church. For centuries, the Vatican had operated with a rhythm that many saw as timeless, slow, methodical, and deeply respectful of tradition. Papal transitions were moments of quiet continuity, gentle reforms whispered behind the heavy velvet curtains of the Vatican, and diplomacy that never shook the pillars of the Church's foundation. But just weeks into his papacy, Pope Leo XIV tore up that script. In a move that stunned believers and observers alike, he executed a swift and public removal of one of the Church's most controversial figures, not a quiet retirement, no backroom reassignment, a removal that shook the Vatican to its core. This was not just another headline. This was a statement, a jarring declaration that Pope Leo XIV was here to wield power with unflinching clarity and to reset the Church's course at a time when many feared it was drifting dangerously into ambiguity. For decades, Catholics had debated the slow erosion of doctrine on life, death, and moral boundaries. Progressives hoped for a church evolving with the times. Traditionalists feared a loss of spiritual authority. This removal crystallized those tensions in a single, unforgettable moment. The man at the center of this storm was Archbishop Vincenzo Paglia. While the Vatican never officially named him in all public statements, insiders and church watchers pieced together the unmistakable truth. Paglia, a man whose career had been marked by controversy and clashes over ethics, theology, and the Church's direction, was the target of this dramatic purge. Known for pushing the limits with his outspoken views on life ethics and provocative, artistic statements, he had become a lightning rod, loved by some as a bridge to the modern world, reviled by others as a symbol of moral decay within the Church. What made this removal so powerful wasn't fireworks or loud declarations, but the quiet certainty behind it. A Vatican insider described it as waves of silent intensity that echoed far louder than any press conference ever could. It sent a clear message. Pope Leo XIV is not here to pander to factions or maintain the status quo. He's here to redraw the lines, to draw boundaries that many believed were lost to time. To understand why this matters so much, you have to grasp what Paglia represented. For years, he wielded significant influence, especially as head of the Pontifical Academy for Life. His presence irked traditionalists, who saw his approach as dangerously permissive, blurring the Church's moral clarity. His dismissal signals a deliberate pivot, a reassertion of Catholic doctrine at a moment when many feared it was fading into cultural accommodation. This was not a superficial PR move. It was a fight for the Church's soul. Pope Leo XIV's own words underline his vision. "Clarity is love," he said in his first major audience, a phrase that wasn't poetic flourish but a statement of firm policy. For this pope, mercy does not mean silence or ambiguity. It means confronting difficult truths head-on, even if that means unsettling old allies or traditions. Inside the Vatican, reactions were mixed but intense. Some cardinals applauded the move behind closed doors, while publicly remaining cautious. Traditionalist communities, especially those who cling to the Latin Mass, hailed it as a divine sign. Conservative commentators called it a miracle of moral clarity, a return to roots many thought lost. Yet even among these supporters, some warned it was too soon to celebrate. The real test would come with what followed, how Pope Leo XIV would navigate the delicate balance of firmness and compassion. On the other side, progressive Catholics reacted with alarm. Decades of reform and Vatican II values felt under threat. Activists and liberal commentators framed the removal as a rollback, a sign that the Church might be retreating from dialogue with the modern world. Media outlets debated the implications, fiercely, portraying it as a historic course correction with far-reaching consequences. This pope's identity and leadership style set him apart. He refuses to tiptoe around controversy. His inaugural homily made it clear. Love without truth is betrayal. His first general audience echoed that resolve. Love does not calculate. The removal was a living demonstration that mercy must be paired with truth, and silence is not an option. Influential voices across the Church quickly weighed in. Cardinal Geir Miller praised the decision as timely and just. Bishop Athanasius Schneider hailed it as a bold return to hierarchical courage. Even moderates like Cardinal Teagle recognized it as a call to renewed integrity. Outside Catholicism, Protestant and Orthodox commentators noted this as a major reassertion of Catholic identity, a moment that resonates beyond Vatican walls. Age was the official reason for Paglia's removal, turning 80, the Vatican's traditional retirement age for bishops, but insiders confirm that this was about much more than age. The Church faced growing internal pressure to reclaim its doctrinal clarity, and Paglia's dismissal was the pivotal moment in that struggle. It was intention, not just timing, that made the decision so significant. Amid all this upheaval, another swirling rumor demanded attention: the fate of Cardinal Luis Antonio Tagle, a beloved figure seen by many as a future pope. Speculation ran wild that Tagle might be quietly pushed out, sidelined in favor of Pope Leo XIV's agenda. But these rumors were firmly debunked. There is no credible evidence of any conflict or disciplinary action against Tagle. Instead, verified reports paint a picture of warmth, respect, and collaboration between the two leaders. Tagle's role today is one of vital support, a counterbalance to the Pope's firm hand. Their relationship is famously symbolized by a light-hearted moment during the conclave, when Tagle offered a piece of candy to then Cardinal Pfost, now Pope Leo XIV. This simple gesture spoke volumes: no scheming rivals, just fraternity and mutual respect. Since the election, Tagle's praise of the Pope's listening ability and spiritual calmness has been clear and heartfelt, reinforcing themes of dialogue and unity rather than division. In a Vatican long plagued by factionalism, their alliance is revolutionary. It shows that leadership does not always come from the throne. Sometimes the most profound influence comes from the man standing quietly beside it, offering wisdom and trust. This story is more than Vatican intrigue. It's a defining moment for anyone interested in leadership, faith, and the ongoing battle between tradition and progress. Pope Leo XIV's bold moves reveal a papacy unafraid to confront its past, to light a torch that could either guide the Church back to clarity or ignite a fierce internal struggle. The world is watching. Will the Church follow this new path or retreat into the shadows once more?